Hello guys, welcome to today's video on my channel. I hope you all have had some good days and yeah, you're healthy and you'll just enjoy life. Guys, for today's video, we're going through an article I found on Bleacher Report and it's called Report Card Grades for every NBA teams entering season's final quarter. So yeah, trade deadline is over, everything is over, and now it's just really focusing on basketball. Yeah, I've watched some basketball the last days. Sometimes I wish I could watch more, but it's fine. When I watch it, I always enjoy it. But yeah, anyway, so I really want to focus on the final quarter of this season, and let's just see what the article gives us, and let's go through it together. And if you enjoy this content, guys, subscribe to my channel. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So we start probably with the Atlanta Hawks. So they give them a C, quarter season grade B, mid-season grade B. I mean, why are they then getting a C? I have no idea. But Dyson Daniels is really the big change in this whole organization, right? Like somebody like maybe Trae Young becomes available because of Dyson Daniels' development, so that's definitely a possibility. And like he's the best defensive guard that we have in the NBA right now, leading the steals, of course, in the entire league. And yeah, it's kind of that DeJounte Murray that the Atlanta Hawks actually wanted when they traded for him and they give up all those picks for him. So they definitely are the winner in this whole DeJounte Murray trade to the Pelicans. And yeah, so I think Trae Young is going to become available. Boston Celtics, they get a B, quarter season grade A, mid-season grade B. I mean, they just lost to the Pistons on February 26th, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, so they're struggling a little bit, but they're still going to be a contender. Jaylen Brown is really the number one guy in this team. Like Jason Tatum is a great player and everything, but I think Jaylen Brown took over number one guy. He's making more money. He won the Finals MVP and everything. I mean, he's the guy, man. He is. So Brooklyn Nets, they get a B. Quarter season grade B, mid season grade B. I mean, they did make some trades. They sent out like Dennis Schroeder and DFS, but they got Williams back, but they didn't trade out Cameron Johnson, which was a surprise to all of us, because he definitely had a market, and yeah, some teams would have loved to get him, but they're still in that kind of a weird situation. They definitely want to rebuild. I hope they hold on to Nick Claxton. I really like him in a Brooklyn uniform, but they're definitely going to be just tanking. Jordi Fernandez, of course, the new head coach, is also very good. Charlotte Hornets, do you remember like at the beginning of the season it really looked like they figured it out. Like LaMelo was playing great ball, Brandon Miller, Mark Williams finally healthy for some games, and a new head coach, and I really had hope. I thought they were going to be very good, or not very good, but they're going to be playing decent basketball, and it turns out they're just doing Charlotte things. They're really bad again, and hopefully for them they get a chance at the number one pick. We will see about that. Chicago Bulls C minus. So they did trade out, of course, Zach LaVine for a weird package. I mean, they got some role players back, like Kevin Huerter and those guys. They got also a draft pick, but Matas Buzelis, I like him, but you see that his body is not ready yet, and he needs more time. Josh Giddey, he was one of the more exciting guys, young guards in this league a couple of years ago, and now some people think he's even a trade candidate once again. I don't know, man. It's kind of a weird position the Bulls are. Kobe White is looking really good, but is he a superstar? I don't know, man. They definitely hope to get a good player via draft, so that's their hope. Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, a monster season. They're definitely a top contender next to the not Brooklyn Nets, what the hell I'm talking about. The New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. So yeah, the East is going to be very interesting when it comes to playoff time. Kobe Altman, the GM, deserves a lot of respect. Dallas Mavericks have. Oh, these two guys, man, they became quite famous. You know, they've been on a lot of newspaper and internet articles and everything. So yeah, let me have a coffee. You know, I don't know, man. Trading Luka Doncic was just not the smartest thing to do, man. I really respect Nico Harrison. Let me start like this. Like this man had a vision, you know. It was very unpopular. He knew that he's going to be hated for it, but you know, I just respect people if they have who have a vision and they just do it, even if they get a lot of hate back. You know, like that's leadership for me. So I don't know, man. For the person Nico Harrison, I wish it would have worked out, but now Kyrie Irving is out, AD is out. It just does not look good, man. I feel sorry for Nico. I feel sorry for the Mavs fans. It just didn't work out, man. The trade package, all in all, it was just not good enough, which they got back for the AD Luka trade. So if there would have been more draft picks, then you could talk me into it. But you know, I don't know, man. It's just tough, man. Jaden Hardy also out. They also sold very low on Quentin Grimes. I didn't understand that trade. So then when Nuggets B, yeah, I mean the Nuggets are just doing Nugget thing. Jamal Murray has looked very, very good, fantastic. Christian Brown maybe is going to be in the most improved player list. Zeke Nashi looks finally good, you know, like we already talked about him like about a bust, and yeah, finally he sometimes even gets starting minutes when Gordon is not playing, and yeah, so Pickett is also looking fine, and Jokic maybe even wins his fourth MVP, which I hope he does because you know me as a European guy, we just need to see more Europeans even be better than the Americans. It's just like an ego thing. Like I love American players, of course, but you know it would be great if Jokic could just keep winning MVPs and championships, and at some point be like in a top 10 conversation, top 5 conversation of all time players. So that's my hope. So I definitely go for Jokic. Next team up is my Detroit Pistons. You know, I'm so happy, so proud of them. The GM, great guy. The coach, a great guy. I mean, it's just so much fun. You know, finally we can enjoy watching Pistons basketball. Like, it took forever, man, forever, decades of suffering. And finally things are clicking. Osar Thompson, it looks fantastic. Kate Cunningham, fantastic. Jalen Ivey is not playing right now, but Jalen Duran looks like a nasty defender. 10 and 10 guy can get you some blocks and steals, so it looks so much fun. Ron Holland might turn into something. And yeah, next team up, Golden State Warriors, they get a B. I mean, they didn't acquire Jimmy Butler in that big trade, so they sent out some good players, Wiggins, Schroeder and Waters and those guys, but you know, like if you get Jimmy back, it looks very good. So they're definitely going to make some terror in the playoffs. Steph Curry had just a 50 game piece, so yeah, definitely interesting team. Houston Rockets get a B. So quarter season grade A, mid season grade A. Jabari Smith Jr. looks finally like something. Happy for him. I just don't like when people are called busts, and you know, so I'm very happy for him that he's able to turn things around a little bit. Alright, so next team up is the Indiana Pacers. I mean, yeah, this is an interesting team. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, we all thought that he's going to be the next superstar, the next Chris Paul, but this year is definitely struggling. I mean, Pascal Siakam is really taking over as the number one guy, but I still like them rotational players like Nembhard, Nesmith, Mathurin. Even Shepard is having some good days, Walker. So they have a very solid roster. Rick Carsley, a solid coach. They have some actually a very interesting coaching staff. I forgot her name, but the woman on it, she seems to be a future NBA coach. In my opinion, looks very good. And yeah, so interesting team, but yeah, he definitely needs to show some consistency. Like, of course, the last games he has been like Halliburton been better, but we just need to see it for some weeks or months, you know. Los Angeles Clippers B, yeah, they have been a surprise for most of us. I mean, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Zubac. They lost Paul George. It looks like it was the right decision to let him go, right? So Powell is really taking over his role, and it just looks like a very good season. So we're probably going to see them in the playoffs. Los Angeles Lakers, of course, because every time you get in Luka Doncic, you get an A, especially for that package. So it's just crazy, man. I mean, LeBron just passed his 50,000 career points. Just took him 22 years. I mean, crazy, man. What a legend. Memphis Grizzlies, yeah, they've been like back to normal, I would say. Like, you know, they were one of the hottest teams before the whole Ja Morant situation escalated so quickly. I mean, you know, I don't think they can become they are not yet a contender, but they are definitely on the road to that. Zach Edey looks solid as well, but they still need to figure out the big man position, so that's something to address in the offseason. And then, if Ja Morant stays, they could really become a contender next year, you know. But there's been, of course, some rumors that they might trade him out, which I would just not do. Miami Heat get a D. I mean, they did lose Jimmy Butler, and they're just kind of in nowhere's land. So yeah, it's kind of a weird position they are in. Milwaukee Bucks brought in Kyle Kuzma. I mean, they sent out Chris Middleton and AJ Johnson for Kuz, and yeah, it's been good. You know, like he's shooting 32% from distance, but yeah, he's just doing a good job with the ball. And also good defender. Yeah, you know, like I really like his defense. So yeah, it looks good. Kevin Porter Jr. is an interesting guy as well. He played in Europe last year after some problems in the year prior to that. So yeah, Chris Middleton sending out. I mean, he's a former All-Star, but you know, like his time was just over. Brook Lopez probably his final year as well. But I don't think they can go to win a championship. Minnesota Timberwolves C-. What are they saying here? Maintaining a top 10 offense and defense. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's good for them. DiVincenzo, yeah. Rob Dillingham, we expect more out of those two guys for sure. And then we have New Orleans Pelicans C-. I mean, they finally traded out Brandon Ingram. So during this season, so that's an answer to that question, and now it's just Zion. I don't know, man. I would just give up on Zion if I'm the Pelicans. You have so many good forwards and players in general. Like, this team is stacked from potential All-Stars, I guess you could say. And Zion just can't stay healthy, man. I would just give up on him. You traded for how many years? 4 years, 5 years. And yeah, at some point you just have to realize 4 or 5 years, it's enough. Just look for something else, trade him out. Probably right now you can still get something from him for him, but that's also going to change soon if he just can stay healthy and becomes so big, you know. Like, I don't know, man. I would trade him out. New York Knicks B. I mean, they went all in, and it's all championship or nothing for them. I mean, that's a clear answer. Karl-Anthony Towns, it looks so good in a Knicks uniform. Well-deserved All-Star. Jalen Brunson, of course, as well. Mikal Bridges, it looks like they overpaid for him. Definitely, like, what did they give up? 5 first-round picks, so that's definitely too high. And I'm not sure, did he resign with them already? Because they also have to pay him, and he's probably asking for a lot of money. So I'm not sure if I love that trade. Like, it makes sense to win right now, but in the long term, I'm not sure if that was the right decision to do, because 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, who is just at maybe a number 3 or sometimes even number 4 option on that team. It's a lot, man. Not going to lie. Because he's just back to the Mikal Bridges from the Phoenix Suns days, right? So it's a lot. Oklahoma City Thunder A. I mean, there's nothing you can say about that. They have everything you can ask for. They have like an MVP player, candidate player, Shea. They have great defender like Lou Dort, J-Dub. They have a good big man, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. They have millions of draft picks, so they can get whoever they want in the off season, right? But they don't even need them because they already have so many great players. What is going to become interesting at some point is definitely the salaries, because J-Dub, Chet Holmgren, they're all going to ask for max contracts, and I'm not sure if they are able to give out all of them with the new rules. So that's going to be interesting. But for right now, they could go all in the off season and bring on like a Giannis, or like even like of course some players are untouchable like Jokic for example, but like they could just talk into everybody and get anybody they want. So Orlando Magics, yeah, the Magics, man, I don't know, man. They are just. Last year was so much fun. The beginning of the year was so much fun, but then of course all the injury happened, and since then, it's been tough, man. It's been tough. We all wished the KCP signing. It was tough. It's tough, man. Like you understand the idea of it, but it just didn't turn out that well. Paolo hurt, Franz hurt. There are so many damn players. They're probably going to make a big trade for a starting guard or even starting center, because Wendell Carter Jr., Goga Bitadze, Moritz Wagner, you don't even know who is the starter. So they're going to make some changes in the offseason, I'm pretty sure. But for now, let's hope that they can stay in the playoffs, right? Philadelphia 76ers a straight F. Yeah, it's sad, man. The Joel Embiid trust the process era is coming to an end. PJ looks like he's more focusing on his podcast, and yeah, Tyrese Maxey, he can't just do everything on his own. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're probably going to try to ship out Embiid, which is crazy because it just was an MVP. But ever since then, it just went down with him. Phoenix Suns, the same. The big three didn't work out. They brought in Tyus Jones, which I thought is going to be a great signing, because a traditional point guard is something every team needs. So I thought that he would have like the same impact as a Fred VanVleet in Houston, but it didn't work out. And yeah, I don't know if they even make the playoffs. Portland Trail Blazers B. I mean, Scoot looks fine, so he had some good days. I really like Kamara here, the guy here. I mean, he's a great player, great defender. He's a steal. He came in for that DeAndre Ayton deal, and yeah, just looked it's looking very, very good. One of my favorite players actually from the Trail Blazers, or my favorite player actually. Sacramento Kings C-. Zach LaVine looks fine, but I think you wish you would have gotten a little bit more for De'Aaron Fox, but it's fine. Maybe Sabonis is going to be traded, but he's on a huge contract, so I'm not sure if that's even possible. San Antonio Spurs C-. I mean, yeah, they're all hurt, so Wemby's hurt sometimes. De'Aaron Fox is hurt. So yeah, injuries are tough, man, but Stephon Castle, Jeremy Sohan, Chris Paul even. I hope Chris Paul stays along for one more year, because yeah, he's just a great leader, and it's a scary guard rotation. You have De'Aaron Fox, Chris Paul, Stephon Castle, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, so there's some good players there. Toronto Raptors C. They did bring in Brandon Ingram, which is interesting. They just have so many good players now. They could become like all-stars at some point, and some of them were all-stars, like Ingram, of course. They all fit the timeline, so it's going to be interesting, man. They're in an interesting situation. Utah Jazz C. I hope they re-sign Walker Kessler. Like, I don't understand why they would trade him, because he just looked like the next Rudy Gobert. And yeah, but this year, of course, it's all about tanking. They are just not in a good place. And the last team, the Washington Wizards, yeah, again, another team that's going to tank. I mean, probably Alexander Sarr could win Rookie of the Year, which is nice because, yeah, he was struggling. But the season is screwed, man. They're just done with it. And yeah, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did so, subscribe to my channel, write me a comment, very much appreciated, and I love you guys. See you at the next one. Peace.